Right, welcome back to the Tanner Show. Day number 2 of the digital dropshipping bootcamp, 7 days. All right, so now it's time to actually get into, the real side of this, the making money side of it, the strategy side of it. So today is all about niche. How can you find the right niche to sell digital products in? Which ones are the most profitable? And how do you actually choose one? That's what we're going to go over right now today together. And that's what I want. By the end of this video, I want you to basically just have chosen a niche, and you need to know why it's a good niche and why it's profitable and why it's going to make you sales. And then we'll get into the following days. So this video is only about niche. So let's get into that right now because it's your foundation and everything else is going to be built upon this. So the first thing that we need to start out with is you might be here and not even know anything about digital dropshipping. So in simple to summarize it, if we're here together, normal dropshipping looks something like this. You have a supplier in China, then it comes over here to you. You're going to list this on your store. You list product on store. You make sale, if you're lucky, and then, supplier in China sends it to customer over here. But what I figured out, and I figured this out too late when I used to do this, was that I realized that I wasn't actually in control of my business. Because the supplier could, 1, send the wrong product to the customer, 2, they could take forever to send it, and 3, I was paying them every time. But I realized that, look, at the end of the day, if there's an issue with the product or the shipping, who's responsible? Who's liable for this? Me, the one that sold it. But who's actually doing it? The supplier in China. There's just not enough structure in this to really make it make sense. And being honest with you guys, I still sell physical products. I just have a brand I started years ago. But everything's in-house. Every product is custom. Everything's at the warehouse in Florida. And it doesn't pay me a penny, and that's fine because I do digital stuff. This pays me all the profit I could ever need to live my life and continue to do what I want to do. So with digital dropshipping, essentially what we're doing is we replace this, supplier in China that we have to pay every time we make a sale with instead, a simple digital product. So now, every time I'm making a sale, okay, 1, the product will go to the customer as soon as they purchase. 2, I don't have to actually pay a fee every single time that I make a sale. You pay payment processing, which, typically with Stripe or Shopify payments, I believe is 2.9% plus, 30 cents per transaction. But you're not paying a, recurring product cost like you would with a Rubik's Cube that you pay $10 every time you make a sale to fulfill it. So that's a pretty cool part about this and the main reason why people are doing it. But, when it comes to niche, because that's what I want you to figure out now is understanding, because it's one of the biggest things. People are like, hey, Tanner, I want to start selling digital products. So how do I choose a niche? How do I know which ones work? And that's what I'm going to cover right now. So let's talk about it. Taco about it. Not to be confused with Taco Bell. So there's one main thing to understand from the start. One is that, why is it called digital dropshipping? Why do I call it digital dropshipping if technically dropshipping is a physical product business model? Well, I call it digital dropshipping. It's really just selling digital products, but I call it digital dropshipping because it's a buzzword. It gets your attention. You're like, what? And I basically designed it in a way where you can do this throughout this boot camp where it's like the normal dropshipping model where if you really find this interesting, you want to do it, you can start today, get a store up and start ASAP. Now, if you're just watching the boot camp right now as I'm actually starting this, then of course you have to wait the following days to go through everything. But, that's what the deal is. That's how I've structured this strategy and everything, how it works is for you to be able to do this, relatively quickly, just like you would a normal, dropshipping store, because that's what people like. They like to be able to test something quickly, right? You want to test something, you want to get results quick. So that's that. Now, 2 pain point categories. So when it comes to digital products, we can't sell things based off of novelty. You ever seen a Christmas store? You're like, what the hell? They're selling random knickknacks and stuff that are Christmas related. Those are novelty. Those things aren't, solving someone's big problem. They aren't solving a crisis. Those are not problem-solving products. Those are literally just little trinkets and stuff, but people spend money on because they want it. But with digital products, it's digital. It's all in the air. It's right here. You can't see it. There's no perceived value immediately as someone sees it versus, like a watch or something, people can see it and immediately be like, yo, like that looks dope, or I like the brand or whatever, and I want that. And they can associate that value that they see, that perceived value, with the money, their currency that they have, that they would be willing to exchange for that product. With digital products, it's not like that. There is not an immediate perceived value. So we have to create that, and I'm going to be teaching you that. But even without perceived value, you can kind of get some free, goodwill and free perceived value and be in a winning niche, as long as it's in a pain point category. So, I'm not selling a digital product, and I wouldn't tell you to sell something, random about like, I can't even imagine like how to use a tripod. Like, that's like an instruction manual. Like, that's an educational product. Like, it's more so about actually solving a specific problem for a specific group of people. So pain point categories are, when we zoom out, are health, wealth, happiness, and relationships. These are the 4 main pain point categories. So health is going to be, when you zoom out, this is a category, you have things, that people want to, transform. Maybe they're fat and they want to be fit. Maybe they're really skinny, they've never been able to put on weight and they want to do that. Maybe someone's having issues with their gut health. Maybe someone's having problems with whatever, anything health related. That's health category. These are pain point problems. How do you feel? Do you feel 100%? Do you feel like you could increase your strength? Or there's probably something, right? Now, wealth, another pain point category. This has anything to do with making money, finances, it's status, really. Like, people want to, people have a desire to make money. You're watching this right now, you want to make money. I started doing this because I wanted to make money, right? So then you have happiness, which kind of falls more so into like holistic style stuff, like productivity and motivational kind of stuff, stoic mindset kind of stuff. I mean, I'll show you some. And then relationships. Relationships is people that are single, they want to get in a relationship, people that are married and they're having issues, people that, maybe they're married and they just want date ideas, a list of 50 date ideas. I mean, I'm just throwing stuff at you here. And I'm making this like a laid-back version so I can really just give you a lot of different angles to think about and help you understand how it's going to work. And then I'm going to give you the formula here to actually choose yours. So the first thing is, knowing this, all the pain point categories: health, wealth, happiness, and relationships. But there's a little quote here. When something is for everyone, it's for no one. What does that mean? That means that any beginner, and I've seen people do this in the free Discord, where they're like, yo, Tanner, what do you think about this? Like, they're not an actual student. They just maybe heard a little bit about it and tried something, and they're like, yo, I made an ebook. It's how to become a millionaire. And I'm like, bro, no. Look, it's too general. If I make something here, it says how to make money, how to be happy, how to have a good relationship, how to be healthy, and I choose that as, a potential niche or digital product. I'm skipping ahead, but just imagine that. It's so general. It's for, anyone could have that type of problem. And it just makes it so much harder to sell when something is so general, right? Because the things that people attract to and things that people buy are when it's for a specific niche. So think about this. You're watching my YouTube video right now. It's about digital dropshipping, the bootcamp here. If this video was just e-commerce bootcamp, you probably wouldn't be here, right? Because it's so general. If it's a how to make money bootcamp, you probably wouldn't be here because you don't even know like what the method is. Like, what is the method? You're here because you're somewhat interested in the actual method itself. So when something is for everybody, it's for no one. And people have argued back with me with this, and they're like, yo, Tanner, but if I make it just general, like how to make money, like everybody wants to make money, right? So it's a bigger market. I can make more sales. Versus if I did, Tanner, here's if I made a product on, how to do digital dropshipping and make your first sale. Sure, the number of people, the volume of people that want to start digital dropshipping is, of course, technically much smaller of a market than people that want to make money in general, but it's much harder to reach and penetrate the market of a very general audience with a general offer versus when you have, a digital dropshipping store that's focused on a specific niche that solves a specific problem for a specific group of people. So hopefully that gives you some context into that when it comes to, getting into niche. So as we have these pain point categories, what I would want to do next is just kind of explore into the deeper side, because what we need to do is, let me turn this highlight off, is we need to break down a pain point category into a specific sub niche. And this is how we're gonna find your niche and how you're gonna choose one. Because under each of these, there are specific audiences, specific sub-niches, specific groups of people. So let me just even try this for fun. I've never done this, but I want to do it here with you just to see. I just kind of had this random idea. Write a prompt to generate specific sub-niche ideas for, or let me do it this way, under each pain point category: health, wealth, happiness, relationships. These sub-niche ideas are for a new digital product store. All right, I don't know what to expect right now, to be honest, but let's see what happens. To generate specific sub-niche ideas under the pain point categories, imagine we're brainstorming for a digital product store that aims to address key pain points. Nah. All right, so here's what I'm going to do instead. To make this a bit simpler for you, I'm going to do it this way, because the way I can do it now is I can literally just do this off the rip in my head, because I've been doing this for so long and it's a lot easier. But what I'm going to do then is, after I kind of give you my context, then we'll go into ChatGPT and I'll give you like an actual formula you can use to generate some ideas and then validate them. So that way, you have like a way to do this without just doing it off your mind. So when I'm thinking of health, here's like specific sub niches I'm thinking about. It's like things I mentioned already. People who want to lose weight, people who want to gain weight, people who have gut health issues, people who mental health issues. Sub-niche ideas are going to be things like this: losing weight, gaining weight, gut health, mental health. Health could be things like stretching, cooking. I mean, these are just different ideas that could get a little bit more specific. All right, let's do wealth. Digital dropshipping. Budgeting. Anything making money. Stock trading. Affiliate marketing. You get what I'm saying? Happiness. It's going to be things like stoic, productivity stuffs, meditations. You have ADHD stuff. And then relationships. We're going to have things like married couples are a specific audience. Dating, single, men who want women, men who want men, women who want men, women who want women. All right, so after I just jot down a little bit of stuff like that, I want to show you a couple examples right here in the meantime, because I think these could be valuable just to show you. So with what I've said so far about the pain point categories: health, wealth, happiness, and relationships, I want to show you an example right now, and you can let me know which category do you think it's in. So let me go right here. So here is an example, not this, right here. This is a digital dropshipping store, and they're selling a simple ebook, and they've been pushing numbers for quite some time. And I want you to tell me, what pain point category is this product in? This is a product that says, unleash your inner femme fatale secrets to making him obsessed. This book is the ultimate guide for women who want to tap into their seductive power and learn how to make any man obsessed with them. So what pain point category would this fall into? Health, wealth, happiness, or relationships? What would you say? If it's about seduction and psychology and for, women that want to have men become attracted to them. Well, as you guessed, relationships. All right, so this is a good example to show you what it looks like to break down, something like this, relationships, which is a human pain point category, and how it can be broken down, into a specific, sub niche. So this example here is just showing that, okay, this entire store, the premise of their products is just all about, female seduction, and getting men to treat them right and getting men to fall in love with them and get obsessed with them, That's the specific audience. So these products in this store is all about solving a specific problem for a specific group of people. Now let's do another example. So this one will be maybe a little bit more tricky for you. Digital planner right here. So this is your all-inclusive digital planner, and everything that it's talking about here is, it's actually pretty general, to be blunt about it. But you can look at their branding and kind of get an idea. But, what is this? What would you say this falls under? Health, wealth, happiness, relationships? Well, for me personally, I would say, oh, look at this AI-ass video.
Hello and welcome. I'm Taylor.
Hey, AI video, boy. Get your AI, boy. This one's definitely, I would say this falls under happiness. Why? Because it's just an all-inclusive digital planner, and obviously they branded it this way, so it's more so, catering towards women, and that whole thing. So, yeah, very, very interesting here. And what else do I have? Oh, Great Stoic. This one's actually pushing some numbers right now. And look at this. This is like very beginner level digital dropshipping store, but they sell this like Stoic Mastery ebook. And, it's for people that want to get their mind right. I would say it falls under happiness. To be honest, I'm surprised this pushes the numbers that it does. But, I mean, hey, they're up to something. And one more example that I'll show you here real quick that could fall into this category that I think is interesting. Let me pull it up here on my monitor and I'll bring it down. So this one pushes some volume for sure. And, it's branded towards people with ADHD. So pretty interesting stuff. Where they're selling, these different digital products that are helping people with ADHD. And again, I would say this kind of falls under that, happiness category. But I guess one way to really decide, which is going to be best for you is ranking ideas based off of severity. Because there's two things to go about, like in these steps. So I'm going to say here's the steps to actually choosing your niche that I want you to follow, and then we'll go into them more because I have so many ideas in my head and my brain works faster than my voice and my typing. But I'll say understand pain point categories. I would say we've done. Break down into sub niche ideas. Validate them. Rank them by severity. Choose one. All right, so what do I mean by this? Understand the pain point categories. We've obviously done that. Now breaking down into sub-niche ideas. I've kind of gone over it here, but I would also want to go into, a little bit of a way where you can do this without just having to use your brain. And one way to go about this actually that we can do real quick is, let me bring up TikTok, and I'll show you how to use it kind of as a search engine tool, which is, I think it's a pretty valuable thing to do. So let's go here and let's search up health, for example. So when you search up something like this as just a general term, health, one of the pain point categories, you can just see things that are immediately, kind of viral already and seeing, okay, what are like some sub-niche ideas? So immediately something that's grabbing my attention here is this clip that was posted a few months ago, 21 million views, and it says how to lose weight for women, okay? So why do I want to look at this? Why do I care about seeing this right here on TikTok? Well, it's because it just shows that it's obviously something that people are interested in and people care about, and it's a specific niche under the health category. This guy's hook on here wasn't how to get healthy. It says how to lose weight for women, 21 million views. It's an obvious, telltale sign that, shows that this is something in demand. And another thing cool with TikTok is like, TikTok is turning into like this ultimate, they're trying to become this all-in-one like search engine, YouTube, long form, everything. Like, look, we search health, and here on the right, they have other search for. So we can see these terms, like things that people are searching, related to the health term. So see gut health recipes. Okay, I would add that one to my list. So if I go back here, let's just say, for example, if I'm breaking down into sub-niche ideas for health again, and I want to use these ideas, women who want to lose weight, gut health. Okay, let me go back. Where was I? TikTok. All right, I see mental health. Now, mental health, honestly, is not my favorite for like this kind of thing. Not preferred. Go over here. What else we got? For those people that get headaches, if you care about your brain, mucus, healthy poop. Damn. God bless their soul. Gut health. Teeth. We got some different ideas on here. And you can go through here and do videos, accounts, and I literally sometimes sit here for a long time and just go through different things. What else could I do? Let's say I want to do wealth now. So if I search up wealth, now look, also, you don't have to only search what I put, like health, wealth, happiness, relationships. You want to use other terms like money, how to make money, all these things that come up. All right, so 9 websites that pay you to watch ads. Okay, so let's pretend here I'm back in wealth, and I want to do, for a specific sub-niche idea, what do I see here? This is for, it looks like this girl's catering it towards women. 9 websites, so people that, let's say women that want to make money from home is kind of like what this feels like, and that's just, a method, watching ads. Okay, women that want to make money from home. Okay, cool. Go back, continue to go through here. Look, this same girl, review products. She's like, that's literally her niche that I put on there. She's just teaching like all these different ways to make money. All right, let's see. In the money advice, wealth management, how to make money. Let's see what's popping over here. For broke teenagers, okay. Now look, you could put this as an idea, broke teenagers that want to make money. Now look, it's a specific audience, broke teenagers, but do you really want to sell to broke teenagers? Doesn't that sound a little bit difficult to you? But if you're watching this, maybe you are a broke teenager, but like for real. Like think about you get to choose the audience that you're going to sell to, so think about it that way. Now, here's what I'm going to do. So what I'm doing right here is this right here. We got through understanding the pain point categories. We broke down into sub-niche ideas. I know it's kind of all over the place on here, but I want to make sure you have different ways to hear about it. And now when it comes to validating them and ranking them by severity, actually choose a niche. Let's talk about this a little bit, and then we'll go into a prompt. But I just have something on my mind, so we're going to cover that now when it comes to validating a niche. So how do you know that a niche is actually in demand, or that a product is in demand? Well, there's a couple different ways to go about it, and that's what we're going to look at. So, for example, if I have gut health, as a potential sub niche idea for health, well, okay, how am I going to validate that? Well, there's 2 ways. Really what I want to do is validate the niche and just know that this is something that's in demand, which we've kind of done on here already. So if I go to gut health, all I want to see that's going to tell me that this is something in demand is seeing that people are actively making content about this, and there are, lots of views about it, or views, engagement, all this stuff. So look, I search gut health, and immediately the first thing, how to improve gut health. So it's obvious that people are having this problem. They want to solve it. So cool. To me, now I'm validated. I mean, I see millions of views across this. Now, when would I consider something to not be validated, that I would not be, worth even considering, is if you choose something and there's like not that much content about it. There's not millions of views. There's not people talking about it recently, then, and it's maybe kind of like a hidden topic at the moment, then, I probably would stray away from that. Now, the fortunate part is that there's not many like sub-niche ideas that you can really go wrong with, because human pain points are everywhere at all times. There's never a time where nobody has these problems. People always have these problems. There's always going to be people that have problems when it comes to health, wealth, happiness, relationships. All of us do, just in different ways. So that's kind of a good part about this. But maybe you want to take into consideration the things that you're validating of your ideas. Maybe there's some that appear to have more demand, than others. So now one thing else that I could do to kind of validate this niche before I get into it is a little bit of product research. Now, how can you do product research the easiest way for digital products? Now, the easiest way is going to be doing this. So Etsy, is a platform. It's like eBay at this point. Like there's just so much stuff on there everywhere. And people always ask me, Tanner, should I sell my digital product on Etsy or Shopify or this or that? Now look, we're going to get into that here in the boot camp, but I will ever only teach you and recommend something that I've actually used and actually got results with. I've never sold on Etsy because I don't want to sell on their platform. I don't want to be at, the hands of them. And they could shut down my listing or whatever at any time. They take a bunch of fees. It's a commoditized platform. A lot of people sell a lot of stuff cheap on here, and the people that buy on here are price shoppers. I prefer to build my own brand, my own business versus building Etsy's. And for that reason, I don't sell on Etsy. But one good thing about Etsy is you could do just quick product research in like any niche. Now, don't get fancy in here and say gut health for women 35 and up. Think more so about, I just want to see that there's actually products, digital products in this, niche that are selling. So we already see gut health. I search this general, and we can just see right here, look at all this stuff. People are selling stuff for a few bucks. I'm not going to have you guys do that. I want you guys to make money. You guys want to make $5 and you want to make, you guys want to make $5, you want to make way more. I mean, that's what I want to think about. But what I'm doing right here is look, improve your gut health. These are all digital products right here, instant download. And you know what we can see? Okay, people are buying this. They have reviews, okay? Now, when you're looking at Shopify stores and other websites, you usually can't tell exactly like what people are actually buying, like what's actually getting sales. But this is one advantage to Etsy is we can see that, okay, all these things are actually, selling. There's actually sales on this. Cool. Like let me click on this and see what's going on. All right. So scroll down here. This store has 5,000 sales in the last couple years, and looks like, I think they're selling a lot of different stuff. But, cool. Excellent pack. They bought the gut health content. Amazing. Simple. How did I validate this? I went on TikTok. I saw that people were talking about it. I went on Etsy, and I saw that people were selling digital products on it. Cool. That's validated. But now step number 4 becomes severity. So what I want you to do is, make a list. Just choose, how about this? Choose one sub-niche idea for each pain point category: health, wealth, happiness, and relationships. You're going to have 4. And then I want you to validate them. If they're not validated, if you can't find content about it on TikTok, if you can't find digital products selling for it on Etsy, then choose another one and validate it until you have 4 validated sub-niche ideas under health, wealth, happiness, and relationships. Just using the same process I just showed you now. And then comes the last and honestly simplest step, which is actually ranking these by severity. Because I was on a call with my Inner Circle students today, because we do a call every Sunday in the Discord, Inner Circle Discord, and today I was talking about pricing your digital products. And I was talking about how, pricing is actually, it has a lot to do with, the severity of the problem that your product is solving in your niche. And I used an example and said, okay, if I have a product that is about for makeup artists that want to do like some crazy, graphics, 3D, whatever, I don't know, like a zombie face makeup thing, and I'm going to choose a niche that teaches how to do these things in digital products. Well, what's the difference between that and, let's say, a niche where I'm helping people make money? Okay, well, we can clearly just kind of know just from talking about that right now that the more severe problem and the more, the more someone will want to solve that problem is going to be, the better, but it's obviously the people that want to make money. Because if someone wants to do the makeup and stuff, imagine that. Imagine the ideal customer of that niche. They've probably tried some makeup stuff before. Maybe they want to make a costume and they want to do it for fun, or maybe they want to get paid for it. I don't know. But, it's probably not a super in-demand problem that they have for themselves. It's probably not something that's really, keeping them awake every night, that they really just want to, learn how to do this Shrek face. So then we kind of go on the other side and we say, okay, if someone wants to make money using whatever method you choose, because, a specific sub-niche under wealth is basically just anything that, like a specific model that helps someone make money. It's not just how to make money. It's, how to get X outcome with this method. So I have a student that just made a product in Spanish about, doing something with Amazon, making your first sale on Amazon using this. And, that was a very clear value proposition. And, that's a much more desirable problem to be solved, so it's more severe. So whatever's the most severe is going to be the easiest to sell. So what you should do is take your 4 ideas from health, wealth, happiness, and relationships. You should have 4 of them that are validated, so 1 under each category, and then you're ranking them by severity. Which one has the audience that wants to solve the problem the most? And that's what you have to figure out. And the way you figure it out is breaking down like what I told you with the 2 examples. You basically break down the ideal customer of that person, of each niche idea. So, for example, if I'm taking gut health and I want to break that down, gut health, ideal customer. I mean, let me just, how about this? Because I don't know a ton about gut health, but let's say, give me an exact customer demographic of someone who is struggling with their gut health. Age, gender, feelings, pain points, urgency to solve the problem. Let's see what we get with this one. All right, so we're saying here, just based on GPTTTT, age 30 to 45 years old, female, but also relevant to males in the same age range. All right, if it chose female, it probably knows something I don't, that females are more prevalent with this issue. Feelings, the customer often feels frustrated and uncomfortable due to recurring gut health issues. She experiences feelings of anxiety, isolation, unpredictable gut reactions, so like shitting herself basically. She's eager for a sense of normalcy and control over her body. Pain points, urgency to solve the problem, high. That's fire. So now I know basically, like you can call this a customer file, like the ideal customer demographic. And this is going to be very helpful, moving forward. So, into the product side tomorrow and in the next day, where we get into that side. So this is here for niche, and we understand that. So you would want to do this, and you can use the same, kind of prompt structure exactly that I used. Now, I'm on ChatGPT 4. I just realized it's on here by default because I have the pro version. But I'm sure 3.5 will get you like a pretty similar result because this is not a super advanced prompt. Now, I like this. This helps a lot. And you would want to do the same thing for the other ones. So if you have gut health, if you have, how about this? Let's do 2 comparisons. You're going to do 4 comparisons, but let's do it this way. For the women who want to make money from home. Let me go here. By the way, I hope you guys are getting value out of this style of video. I've never done this style of video like with this bootcamp thing, but I wanted to just make it, like open-ended and valuable and not just super fancy. I just want to give you the real stuff. But I would really appreciate your feedback. Let me know in the comments if you hate it, you love it, in the middle, whatever. Okay, struggling, or let's say who, demographic, exact customer demographic of a woman that wants to make money from home. I guess gender shouldn't be in here. Age, feelings, pain points, urgency to solve the problem. All right, let's see. Look, it already knows now the category because of that. I don't know what this big-ass prompt was. This customer feels motivated. All right. For digital product store focused on wealth, particularly for women wanting to make money from home, here's an exact customer demographic profile. Now, the reason I'm saying this is because I know both of these different pain points have a pretty... What the hell is this balloon? You guys see that? The hell? Anyways, both of these things are like pretty intense pain points, right? It says high here, but let's take a look. So I want to show the comparison so you can do it for all 4 when you're going through this process. Age 25 to 40 years old. I feel like that meets pretty well with that girl we saw on TikTok. Okay, she feels motivated, but also overwhelmed with where to begin. Lack of clarity. All the pain points. So now here comes the difficult part. You're probably going through here at this point, and you're like, Tanner, I've ranked them. I'm trying to break them down by severity, but I'm learning that basically all of them I validated have a pretty high sense of urgency. So how do I know which one is going to be the most severe? Well, let's ask ChatGPT. Between women that want to make money from home and women struggling with gut health, which customer group is going to be more purchased inclined, and why? Let's see what it says. The nature of the problem, available solutions, urgency of need. All right, I know the pain points. Health improvement, relief from physical. All right, just tell me the answer. Tell me the answer, baby. Now, I'll tell you my personal opinion, too, while this is doing what it's doing. If I was going between women that want to make money from home and gut health, specifically for women, like using the ideal customer, it showed up here. I would say probably the one that's going to be easier to sell is to women that want to make money from home. Inside of that niche, like teaching some type of specific, information, like a certain method. Gut health, I think, is something that is painful as well. But I think the inclination that these individuals would have to, change their finances would just be, heavier than the gut health. That's my personal experience. Interesting. Women struggling with gut health may be more purchase inclined on an urgent and need level based. Because that's a literal physical pain that they could be having. The potential lifetime value of a customer wanting to make money from home might be higher in the long term if they engage with multiple products or services over time. I still stick with my answer. This says that women struggling with gut health may be the one that's more purchase inclined, just because if they have like this actual, desire to solve it. But, for me, I'm thinking like logically, okay, if a woman is really like in pain, like hurting with this, she's going to go to a fucking doctor. She's going to go to the emergency room or something. She's not going to buy a digital product in front of her just because her stomach really hurts. The type of people with gut health issues that are going to be buying this digital product are, going to be people that have tried some different things, or they're looking for, the right solution, a recipe book, some type of meal planner. I don't know what it could be, something that helps them, with this. And they've kind of tried other things before and are just looking for the right solution. They aren't physically dying at the moment with this actual problem. And that's why I think, women that are going to be wanting to make money from home is going to be a stronger, more severe problem, not physically, but simply because you can't go to the emergency room for that. There ain't no emergency room where they're just going to go give you money. There ain't no doctor. So if there's something that they find interesting, you can put that in front of them, then that could work out. And I think that makes it a more severe niche and more, one that could do better when it comes to selling digital products online versus the other one. But that kind of breaks down here into, these 5 steps right here. And, tomorrow we're getting into the product side, and I just want to kind of explain how that works, because all this is digital dropshipping is just, and what I'm going to be teaching you is it's the gathering of information and putting it in front of the right people. Because the information product space is, billions and billions and billions of dollars a year, whatever the number is, right? Digital products, info products. And specifically, we're talking about ones that solve a specific problem for a specific group of people. And people will say, yo, Tanner, why would someone buy this if they could go on Google and go on YouTube and go to TikTok and go to Instagram and find a bunch of content and, about these problems and, maybe figure it out that way? Why would they buy a product? Well, the simple answer is people pay for convenience. When some type of solution, digital solution, is put in front of the right people's face and they see that it could solve their problem, they probably know there's other places they could look. But if there is something in front of them that appears to be the right solution for them, and they're thinking about that in their head, the next step that they're thinking is saying, okay, it costs $27. is my currency. What do I value more? My time and effort trying to piece everything together and be that person, or am I just going to be the person that is say, hey, $27? Fuck it. What's more valuable to me is having this, what appears to me on the outside appears to be this, basically, confined piece of information, this digital product that's, going to teach me something or tell me something that will help me get this result that I want without me having to go all these other places. Absolutely, I'm going to invest the money into this because I see that exchange being worth it. And if you follow the steps in this boot camp, you're going to know exactly how to do that and how that works. But that's all this is, the gathering of information, putting it together to be very valuable for a specific group of people in solving their problem. I mean, just think about it. What is better than this? You help people at the same time, you make money at the same time, you build something badass, and you don't have to ship anything. You don't have to pay a recurring product cost. Like, it's something that still, many people aren't really familiar with or really have a grasp on that this is actually possible. But I can absolutely promise you that it is. I mean, I could even just show you right now, like this store today so far. This is a digital store. It's over $916 today, $916.95. It's, 4 p.m., almost 5 p.m. So it's obvious that there's a demand for it. And I'm going to leave you guys with that. What I want you to do now, though, is let me know. Feel free to comment your niche in the comments below, your niche idea, and I'll tell you what I think, like for real. I'm going to do my best to get back to as many as possible and give actual feedback. And if you want to, be in the Discord, you can go. There's a link in the description, and, I'd love to see you inside there. But this was the first one. I hope you enjoyed it, got some value out of it. Tomorrow is going to be more so on the product side. I want to, teach you how to know what type of product to choose, where to get it, how to make it super nice and valuable, create the perceived value, and then we'll get into the next day, which I won't say just yet. But there's some cool stuff coming, and I'm excited for it. So I'll see you tomorrow, and have an amazing rest of your day. Peace!